Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to our live webinar of eIMMIGRATION on behalf of Cerenade. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Vanessa Vargas. We're going to have a very interesting topic, and I really want you to take advantage of the fact that you can customize your questionnaires and use the system to work more efficiently. So we want to show you how to efficiently gather your client's data and info using the system and the custom intake forms and other tools. All right, so let's get started. By the way, we are recording today's webinar. Well, every webinar we record that and we keep that in our YouTube channel. So if you are new and this is the first time that you join us, you can always go to youtube.com and search for Cerenade Academy. And we have tons of videos here that you can watch. And we ask that you please subscribe to the channel. All right, so let me take you back to the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint presentation that I use, you can, where's my mouse? Oh, here we go. The PowerPoint presentation that we use, you can customize it. So, I mean, sorry, I'm like, no, you can't. Well, if you download it, yes, you can customize it. I meant to say you can download it. You can download the PowerPoint because we have links that you can click on after the training. You will have questions. So please don't expect that in 1 hour you'll learn everything. We want you to see the system, the system intake forms and the features that you can utilize. But then when you start using them and creating your own questionnaires, you will have questions. In fact, we're going to cover the resources and support options that you have. But this is also a good resource to have because when you are ready to customize your questionnaires and everything, you can click on the links and then review the articles and videos. Happy Friday. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We also have a chat where you can send me your questions as we go through the training. And yeah, this is for you. So please take advantage of it. All right, so I'm going to show you the difference between the client and case profile. People get confused when they create a contact. When you create a contact, that could be a prospect. It doesn't necessarily have an actual matter or process or case. And so give me 1 second. Why is it not showing the status? Let me refresh my screen. And so that's the difference. You can have a contact profile versus, here we go, versus an actual case or matter. So let me take you back. If I click on create client contact, let me see, it should, yeah, there we go. The status wasn't showing. It could be a prospect. And so you start with creating a contact for a prospect, and later when they retain you, you switch the status to active. And so it looks like this. Let me open one. All right, so this is a contact profile. So look at the top left where it says home, clients, general info. This is kind of like where your GPS basically is, like where in the system I am at this point. If you click on cases and you have created a case or a matter for this person, it's going to be right here. So you can click on the link where it says case number, or you can also do select edit. So technically you can have different matters for the same person, right? And you just have to click on the link and it's going to take you to the case. Look at again, the GPS, home, cases, general info. Anytime that you switch to a different section of the system, that is going to change. So it also helps to know where in the system, if I click somewhere else, it's going to say clients versus case. So that's important for you to know because when you create your questionnaires, it's important that you understand where in the system I am looking for this data. Am I looking for the client or the case profile? All right, so the other thing I want to show you today is creating custom fields. Let me show you why. In the system, we have standard fields like phone, email, social, name. These are very basic. But there are forms that have questions such as, what's your full name in native alphabet? And I think the LCA, someone asked me to cover that type of case. And there's a question on, I think it's on the I-129 form. You can create any type of questions if you go to the admin and click on custom fields. I'm going to show you today how to do that and how to connect that custom field to the form. And then of course, how to create a questionnaire and include your custom field so your clients can respond to that questionnaire. Instead of sending, I don't know how many of you send a Word document or a PDF to your clients via email. It is a waste of time, both for your client and your staff or yourself, because your clients have to type the info, they attach that PDF or Word document back to an email, send it to you, you have to download it, and then you have to retype the same information in the system. It really defeats the purpose of using eIMMIGRATION. So we want you to take advantage of the technology that you're paying for, right? And so number one is, how do I get to the admin? Well, on the top right corner, you're gonna see the gear icon that says settings. I always suggest that you right click and then open the link in a new tab. That way you can have multiple tabs open. It's such a little thing, but it really makes a difference. So now that you have the admin open, if you don't see, by the way, if you don't see the option that says administrative tools, it's because you don't have access to the admin. So you need to contact your administrator, let them know, hey, there's an admin, I need to access it so that I can create questionnaires. Okay. So here under file access, you click on client custom fields. I don't suggest that you create the custom fields under the case profile just because you are not going to be able to include that in your questionnaire. And so make sure that you click here, client, not case, client custom fields. And then you need to add your custom field. Let's test it. I know that I always use this example. What's your full name in native alphabet? Because it's on the DS-160 or the DS-260. But let me show you another form. I'm going to close this, go to case. I'm going to access this case. Um, go to the forms. I'm going to open the form. And this is a form that I want to review because there's a question, I think, on page 3. Just bear with me. I know I saw it. Okay, here we go. Page 4 of the I-129. And it says, attach the form supplement relevant to classification of the work you're requesting. So this is the basic info about the proposed employment and employer, and we need their LCA or ETA case number. So I'm gonna go into my admin and I'm gonna add, well, let me first of all see if there's no, okay, someone, and it was probably me. What's the ETA or LCA number? Okay, I already have that one, so let's use that. And all you need to do is add the client custom field, select either individual or business or both, type the name, but the name cannot have spaces. So if you notice what we did was like LCA underscore ETA case number, something like that. And then the title, it's okay. You can pretty much do the same thing here, like LCA or ETA case number. So let me just do LCA or ETA case number. For those that are joining us, we are in the process of creating a custom field from the administrator portal. And I'm selecting LCA or ETA case number from the I-129 form, but it could be any form, any custom field. And then you just click save. Now that we have that, then we go back to your admin home screen, and then under file, form, custom data population, I'm going to show you how to connect that custom field to the actual form. It's probably already linked, but let me show you the process. I clicked on add form, custom data population. Keep in mind that if you do this process and there's a new version, we're gonna let you know there's a newer version of this form available, so you have to re-add it to the new version, okay? Okay, let me search for the I-129. Notice that I don't type the letter or dashes, I'll just do the number. It's faster, and also I get to see any supplements. I'm gonna select the form. This is the old version. Even though it's still valid until October 31st, I'm going to use a new version, which expires on 2025. So let's click select. And we said it was on page 4. So to go faster, just type the number, hit enter, go straight to page 4. I'm gonna scroll down, and here it is. LCA or ETA case number. Excuse me. I'm going to click, and then I click on this icon on the top. It says set custom data population for selected field. All right, so it's a client, not case, but a client custom field type. It's that ETA, it's most likely all the way at the bottom. LCA, ETA case number, and it's for the employer, right? And so we're gonna click OK. All right, now there's no save button, just close it. Let's go back to, I'm gonna open the employer's account. All right, so I'm going into the employer's profile, and this is a caseworker profile, portal. And under custom fields, again, it's probably all the way at the bottom, LCA or ETA case number. It looks like someone had created one, which is here. But because I have linked a new custom field to the new version of the form, I'm going to use the one that I just created, okay? All right, let's say that this is the LCA or ETA case number, and I'm going to save my changes and refresh the form. Let me close it and make sure that I have the correct employer. Under case parties, I have, yep, it's the same company employer. So let's go back to the form and reopen it. Let me just add it just to make sure that it's a new, yeah, I'm using the new version of the I-129. So let me open that one. So here is the I-129 that we just customized. I'm going to select to transfer the organization's info. So it's transferring the signatory, and on page 2, it's transferring the alien or the applicant. But we want to go to page 4. Here we go. All right, so it's transferring the custom field. And the reason why it's purple-ish, it's because that's how you can tell this has been customized or linked, or I guess mapped to a custom field. I'll be more than happy to redo this if you have any questions, but I need you to ask your questions. If you click on chat or questions, let me know. Also, remember what I just covered, it's here. Creating the custom fields, how to connect it to the form. And now I would like to show you how to include that custom field in a questionnaire. So let's do that. I'm gonna go back to the admin. Someone's raising a hand, and so I can't unmute you, but you can message me. So type your question. In the meantime, while you, let me see. I'm going to ask you a question. And there's a poll in progress. Please click on your screen to vote. Thanks. So people are voting right now while others are sending questions. Hi, good to see you. Yes, thank God it's Friday. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna close the poll. Most of you do family-based cases. Most of, some say mostly employment. Okay. All right, any type of case, doesn't matter. I highly, highly suggest that you take advantage of the customizations. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you for sending your question. Is there a way to make changes directly on the forms and have those changes reflect in the questionnaire client profile? What would you, okay, let me show you a trick. The problem with that is if I want to modify a form and I don't really want to mess with the database, you know, other systems won't allow you to just change the form without changing the entire database. So what you want to do is when you open the case, before you open the form, have the other tabs open. See, for example, here, I can access her database or her profile. And that way, if I change something here, I don't have to keep changing it every single time for other forms. All right. So yes, you can modify the form directly, but that's not going to change the profile. Okay. So if you notice, for example, something is incorrect, such as her current residential US address, I can easily change that here. Let's say, thank God it's Friday Avenue, and I'm gonna save it. Honestly, it takes the same amount of time to type on this screen or this screen. So that's all you need to do and refresh the form. How do you refresh? Locate that red button. See this one, select party. So if you click select party and click on her name, that's how you refresh or update so that you don't have to keep typing that same address over and over again. It's updated. I hope that helps. But yeah, the idea, of course, is I send the client a questionnaire first. So they give me all these details, and then I create a case and it transfers to the forms. Obviously, oh, perfect. You're welcome. Um, if there are any mistakes or any errors, you can switch, change it, save it, and then come back and refresh or update. All right, so now I would like to show you how to create a questionnaire. For that, you do need to go into your admin portal and click here, custom form templates. And again, I know at least one of the attendees today sends a questionnaire via email as a Word document or a PDF. Think about all the time that it takes your staff to download that document and retype the same information. That time you can invest in creating your own questionnaire or modify the ones we have, and then just use the technology because your clients don't even have to log in into the client portal. You can just send them a passwordless link, have them open that via WhatsApp, text message, email, whatever, and then answer the questionnaire. Just the same way, I guess, that they will just type on a Word document. The benefit is that they're going to type into this intake form. All you do is accept the form and the data transfers to the forms from the profile, right? So let's see. Again, from the admin, go to your custom form templates and then click on intake forms. You have two options. Even though you can create your custom intake forms from scratch, I recommend that you take advantage of the system intake forms. Trust me, I learned the hard way. I was trying to create a customized questionnaire for I-589, and I didn't know that we have these background questions. Actually, no, it was for the TPS. And so please make sure that you look at the questionnaires that we already have in the system and then use those. So if you want to make a copy of the questionnaire, for example, that TPS, we have all these yes, no questions. So instead of recreating these, all you do is just add whatever is missing. Or what most of our clients do is I send the client or prospect all these questionnaires in different pages. Like I want to send them let me close this, the general information. I'm going to send them the history of their previous addresses or previous education, employment history. All of these, you can send them all together in like a package. Or if you rather just send one single questionnaire with everything included, again, what we suggest is that you make a copy of the questionnaire that has all these background questions, for example, and then just add those other questionnaires, include that in here. For example, I'm going to ask them other names they have ever used, their previous addresses, but I don't want to ask for everything. On their previous addresses, I want to say, we only need your last 5 years of history. So you can customize the questionnaire. And even, for example, when I ask for the children info, I don't want to ask for their children's education field or household income or size. I'm going to remove questions that are not necessary. I'm just going to keep it as simple as possible. And so if I'm asking for their children info, I need to know what relationship, daughter, son, stepson, the name, maybe not the title or prefer name or, like just remove I don't care for their children fax number. So that's the benefit of making it your own questionnaire, or even renaming the questions. Um, or even, for example, like templates, like I'm going to ask them for their father's information. But again, I don't want to ask for every single thing. I just care for their parents' first and last name and their date of birth, where they were born. And that's pretty much it. Um, anyway, so keep it as simple as possible. You can even add options like your logo or number any questions. Under the questions, by the way, this is where you would add the additional questions that you want to create. For example, we just talked about the I-129. So if I create a custom field for text, I'll just link it to the LCA and it will transfer. Let me see. It looks like someone asked a question. I have filed 17. Oh, I think I meant I-765 before. Okay, I'm reading a question. It says, I have filed 765 before for a client, and now I'm doing an I-485. Does the info I used on the previous 765 transfer to the new? If you typed it on the form directly, no. If you typed it on the profile, yes. And that's another benefit of doing what I was telling you. Go to the contact profile, enter the data here, not the forms. If so, then yes, it will transfer. That's the benefit of using eIMMIGRATION and not DocketWise, for example, because clients that have switched from DocketWise complain about that because they enter the data into a specific form, it doesn't transfer to other forms, or it transfers incorrectly. Okay, all right, so let's go back to the admin portal. Thank you for sending your questions. I'm glad that we can help you. Um, so anyway, so we suggest, again, if you want to make your own questionnaire, it's really easy, as you see here. I'm just adding, for example, I'm going to call it naturalization initial full questionnaire. I don't know. I'll just put my initials here so I know this is mine. And if I want to ask additional questions, such as, for example, a yes and no, I created a custom field and I want to ask, is this the first time you contact us? For those that are regular attendees, I know I always use this example, but it's so easy. Is this the first time that you contact us? If they say yes, then you can ask a follow-up question. How did you hear about us? And you know that I don't know why, but it's not, I can't type. How did you hear about us? If they say no, this is not the first time that I contact you. I'm an existing client. I want to ask a question. What's your case or file number? Um, anyway, so I don't want this question all the way at the bottom. If you notice, there's a number here. If you change that, let's say number 1, and click save, it automatically sends that question all the way up. So it's right here. Is this the first time that you contact us? Let me preview my questionnaire so you guys can get an idea. It has my logo. It has my question. Is this the first time that you contact us? Yes. This is a follow-up question. How did you hear about us? Or no? Well, then what's your case number? Anyway, so it has all these yes, no questions for the N400. And if you scroll down, you'll see the additional questions that I added, such as other names you've used, or we only need the last 5 years of history, etc. So the children information, or the parents' information, just the basic. See, I don't have to ask for every single thing. So this is what I recommend if you want to save time for your clients and your time as well. Now, so step 2 is mapping. Mapping means connecting my question that I just redacted to the system. Where in the system am I going to save or store this data? Well, this is where it gets tricky. What category am I going to use? And this is the another reason why I told you to select multiple tabs so that you can go back and forth. Here, is this the first time that this is a custom field. We don't have a system field. So you have to choose client custom fields. And if so, which one is it? And I think it's first time here. Also, when creating your custom fields, be super specific. Don't make the mistake of adding numbers because then you won't remember what was this for. How do you hear about us? It's also a custom field, and I label that as source of referral or prospect. And what's your case number? Again, I have a custom field for case number. I can also make these questions required. All right. And then lastly, your questionnaire has the option to be translated. Enable the translation, pick the language type, let's say Spanish and Portuguese. And then I'm going to review, make sure that everything looks fine, submit, review. Oops, I did that one already. Review and submit, and then save it. That's it. Well, here we're just going to say um, questionnaire available in Spanish and Portuguese. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I'm going to save and close. That's it. The Cerenade plan on making it possible to collect client data through populating a form as an alternative to using intake forms. That's the thing. Like, why would you do that? It's not. I mean, I'm just putting myself as a client. If you send me a link and I open it, why would you send me a form? I would say like, why am I paying you if I'm completing the form? You don't want to send them a form. You want to send the client a questionnaire so that whatever data they enter, they don't know they are the ones who completing the forms, right? And so have the client complete a questionnaire, and all you do is just open the questionnaire, approve or accept it, and all that information populates the database. Then it will populate multiple forms. Yeah, but thank you for your question. I'll pass your feedback to our management team. Yeah, I don't think so. Years ago, we used to have the forms with bidirectional fields, and it was a mess because clients were entering data for the petitioner, and then they will print the form, and they were overwriting with the beneficiary's information, so your contact profile was all mixed up. So that's the reason why they changed that. And now you just go to the contact, enter it one time here. Again, just go to any form and it will populate. All right, so let me know if you guys have any questions on how to create custom intake forms. I want to show you what happens now when you send it to the clients. Okay, I let me go back because I want to do that business client. So here it is. I have a general business client questionnaire. I'm going to make a copy and I'm going to add my LCA question. In fact, I'm going to move that to number 3 or number 8. I don't know. What was the? I'm going to page 4 of the I-129 just so I make sure it says LCA, or ETA case number. Okay. What's your LCA or ETA case number? All right, so let's save it. Again, mapping it or translating it, it's important. Here's my custom question. I'm going to select client custom field and then select my custom field, which was that LCA ETA case number. I can also make it required. And if I want to make these questionnaires available in a different language, I can just pick the language, review, again, make sure that everything looks fine, and submit. Okay, let's say that we want this. I'm going to save and close my questionnaire and then send it to my business client. My business client can, or even if it's an individual client, you can send them a text message or WhatsApp or email to complete this questionnaire. At this point, I have already created access, so that's why there's no need for me to redo that. So all I need to do is click on Create Questionnaire. I'm sending it to this corporation, and I'm going to send it to the client portal, or I can send that as a passwordless link, like I said, either or. I'm going to choose the questionnaire that I just created. I'm going to save it. Now, this is new for those that are not aware. Now you can set up a reminder so that maybe we send them an email once a day, once every 3 days, or once a week if they don't respond to these questionnaires. I'll just say stop sending reminders after this date. All right, so now let me show you what happens when the client logs in or when the client opens a link via text message or via WhatsApp or right. They're going to open the questionnaire. They don't have to start from zero. They'll see the data you have created. And here's the question that, oh, you know what? It's the LCA because I already have that in the custom field. It populates. But let's say the correct LCA number is this. They're going to change that and maybe this number was incorrect or the year established. I'm just making changes so that we can see what happens. When the client sends it back to you and they click here, submit, you get an email from us. And all you need to do is go into your caseworker portal. You're going to click on the icon that says questionnaires and forms, and you'll see the name of the client, the questionnaire, and the dates. So you're going to open the questionnaire. You're going to see the changes because we highlight them. In fact, you can click to see what was there before. So it's also very helpful to be able to see the changes and decide, do I accept them or do I send this back to the client? I will accept. I want you to see how it updates their profile. Let's take a look. All right, so now I am reopening their profile. You can see right away it's been modified and the custom field of the LCA has been also modified, which means that if we go back to the form, this form that I was just working on, if I refresh the data, remember that there's a red button right here, organization, or let me refresh. I'm going to close and reopen it. Usually you click on the red button. Let me make sure I'm using the right form. I'm going to reopen the form. Okay, here we go. Organization. Let's go to page 4 and look at the number. It's been updated, right? So it's pulling the data again from their profile. It doesn't matter if it's a custom field that you created or if it's a standard field. But as long as you have the data here, it will transfer to the forms, any form. You can map it as you saw today. I'm sorry, what's the question? Does Cerenade have other intake forms besides the ones provided because they're not comprehensive? Well, I'm not sure if you are testing our system or what forms, what questions are you referring to? But again, you have the power. If you have access to the administrator portal, you can follow the steps that I just covered so that you can make it more comprehensive. In my client profile for new clients, the default country is United States. Oh, how do I change that? Yes, good question. Go to your admin, scroll down to application settings, and then change that here, default country. So modify, leave it on unselected, and then click save. Thank you for asking the question. I have an AOS status that I am currently filing. I noticed that only the G28 and 765 can be e-filed. I have to file A64 and other documents that are not e-filable. Do I just paper file it? You know what? I don't know. I don't know, and I shouldn't answer the question even if I knew. I mean, I can show you how to do like a document assembly, or I can show you how the e-filing module works, but I can't give you legal advice in a way. So for that, you would have to check with your team or contact USCIS. I'm pretty sure if you have already filed electronically those forms and you need to do the A64, then do again. I don't want to give you the wrong information, and even if I have the right info, the correct info, I'm not authorized to give you advice. Oh yeah, you fixed it. Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you for asking those questions. This is exactly why we're here. So this is your training. Any questions? If I don't know, I'll tell you. I don't know the answer, and we can reach out for a development team. Or sometimes you guys get feedback. You can click on feedback, and then something you dislike, let us know so that we can change the system. But we are here to assist you as much as we can. Let me show you another feature that you may like using because not every client will be tech savvy. So if you click on the alternate view, let me show you alternate view, you can access questionnaires that or intake forms that are available. Even like this one that we just customized, I can open it instead of me sending it to the client. I can open the alternate view, look at the questionnaire, and maybe I have them on the phone. Like, what's your LCA ETA number? Okay, it's this one. I can just type it myself, save it, close it, and that info is now updated. So that means that again, as long as I reopen the form, it will correct that data. So if you don't want to send the questionnaire to the client and you want to enter the data yourself, I recommend that you use the alternate view. Okay, let me do it from like an individual client. Alternate view, select the template. It could be any of these questionnaires that we have by default, or you can open your own questionnaires. So let's take a look at this one. It's the asylum questionnaire. Again, this is a custom intake form with my logo, my additional questions that I want to use as a CRM, and I can see the data that we already have in the system. So I can make the changes from here, and by the time that I reopen the 589 or any other form, this information will transfer because it's in the profile. Another benefit of using the alternate view is that you can make a copy for them with all the answers. So again, after the fact that you receive the questionnaire, if your client needs a copy, you can also go through the alternate view and give them a copy, or save it as a PDF. All right, let me see. You're welcome. Are you going to send a recording of this to our emails? I don't send it. You can watch the video if you go to our YouTube channel, but I'll make sure if you can give me your email, I'll personally send it to you as soon as it's ready. You'll get the premiere. um, but yeah, we usually wait until it's ready on our YouTube channel. That's why I suggest that you subscribe. Because if you, for any reason, you don't get a chance to join a webinar, you can get the notification when we have new videos. And don't forget to download my PowerPoint presentation. What's your email so I can send? Oh, my email, it's Vanessa at Cerenade.com. Oops, I responded to the wrong one. Or you can also send it to our support. But yeah, it's Vanessa at Cerenade.com. Okay, so let's go over your questions. We have talked about these, and again, the reason why I encourage you to download my PowerPoint presentation is so that you can click on the links and watch the videos that we have or articles. All right, so let's go over the resources and support. Like I said, you will have questions. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's normal. Please contact us. We want to help you. So if you have questions, just give us a call Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time. There's no extra fee for support. You can send us an email if you're busy. Even on your home screen, if you click on the top right corner, it's going to say technical support. Send us a message. Or like I said, send your feedback to developers. Anything you like or dislike, we want to hear from you. We also have a complete user's guide. So if you want to learn more, you can just go to the user's guide, type the keyword, and it's going to be there. These type of trainings that are free live on Fridays at 10 a.m. are for you. So even if the topic doesn't really match what you want to ask, join and take advantage. If you have a private, because sometimes they say, well, you're going too fast. This is a webinar. I can't really go and wait until you do it. I get that people sometimes learn. They're more like hands-on. Others are more visual. Others learn by listening. So if you need a private training so that we go at your own pace, we only charge $100 per hour. And so my suggestion is that you watch the videos, that you attend these free sessions, and then if you really need a private training, contact us. But we do have that available. All right. We also have a podcast. We have a Facebook page. So this, if you haven't joined, click on the link, and this is where you can also ask questions or see what other clients are asking. Like I said, subscribe to the channel called Cerenade Academy on YouTube and learn more. Now, we have other areas of the system that you probably are not aware of. So we have a Did You Know section that, again, you can click on these links to learn more, such as, the timekeeper or the tag helper, billing, payment plans that you can set up automatically. Did you know that if you have e-filing, you can also import data from the CBP website, the I-94 and the travel history entries and arrivals? So please, if you are not yet subscribed to e-filing, contact our sales team. Or did you know that you can share the status with your clients, the process steps, and the progress of the case? Anyway, so we have a lot to offer, but sometimes I feel like clients are not really utilizing the system. And that's why next Friday on October 20th, actually my mom's birthday, um, we want you to maximize your investment and really use e-immigration to its full potential. So ask any questions, join, um, oops, about questions, and I get a support call. And then the last training for the month of October will be a basic one for new users. All right, let's see. I think we've got a question. Oh, thank you so much. Great job presenting very helpful information. My pleasure. Thank you so much for your feedback. In fact, when you disconnect, there's going to be a survey, so I appreciate your feedback. Anyway, so please, like I said, contact us if you have questions. Take advantage of the fact that you can create your own questionnaires and save your clients time. And it's more professional than sending a Word document, honestly. Again, I went through my process personally. I got my citizenship, and I wish I had that instead of wasting time having to drive to my attorney's office and providing the same information over and over again. And so, yeah, I think that your clients are going to be happy, your staff is going to be happy because they don't have to retype all this information all over again. And so, yeah, please let us know if you have any questions. I think I need my out of the office status or do not disturb. Um, Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to stick around. If you have to disconnect, have a great weekend. And on behalf of Serenade, thank you again for using e-immigration. You're very welcome. You too. Thank you so much. Yay! Have a great weekend, you too. Oh, you guys make my day. Thank you so much for your feedback. There's always something new to learn. Someone's raising a hand. Let me see. Can you please click on chat or questions so that I can help you? You can send me your questions because I cannot unmute you. Yeah, I can't unmute you, but if you can please chat me, I'm gonna stick around. We still have time. I want to answer any questions. In fact, let me see if your questions were addressed. Please vote and let me know. Let me know if your questions were addressed during the webinar. We appreciate your feedback. Um, and if you do have questions that I didn't respond or we didn't get to address, please contact our technical support team so that we can assist you. Awesome. Thank you so very much. Or, like I said, if you have to disconnect, have a great weekend. And thank you for joining us today. And if you have any questions, please submit them through the chat. I'll wait. All right, so we don't see any questions coming through. We're going to end the session. And again, on behalf of Serenade, thank you for joining us today and have a great weekend.